Hello, guys. I hope you're having a beautiful day and a beautiful new year. Today's video is about Senator John Fetterman. He understands that there's a huge division in America and we need to stick together. It's a very pivotal moment in America, and this is something where we just need to hold hands and make sure we get through it, right? If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss none of the new videos that I post. Let's get right to it.
Illegal aliens who commit crimes must not be released into our communities. Our colleagues can't even use the term of art that's in the statute, illegal alien. They can't even use that.
This is a great boon to those for-profit detention companies who make enormous profits from mandatory detention.
Well, the Lakan Riley Act passed today in the House, named, of course, for the woman who died in Georgia, February 2024, at the hands, authorities say, of an illegal immigrant. That passed 264 to 159, 48 House Democrats. It requires federal detention for illegal immigrants guilty of theft crimes. Senate action on that bill is now pending. It's time for our Common Ground segment. Joining us to talk about the Lakan Riley.
Really quick, guys. That young lady, she should have never lost her life if we just had border security, right? These people are just letting careless individuals into this country, and they're causing havoc. They're raising hell because no one is holding them accountable for their actions. They're more and more and more and more and more coming in by the day, by the thousands. And that's just what they're telling us. It could be hundreds, thousands. That's just what they're telling us. I just want to touch on that, man, because I don't like how they're just letting this bypass. People are losing their lives. Kids are getting taken advantage of, and this is all okay. This is something, I keep saying it in all my videos, this is something that Trump will fix. Trump has a plan for. But right now, these Democrats, except for John Fetterman, apparently, don't have your best interests at heart. They don't care. Let's keep going, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Act and other things. Alabama Republican Senator Katie Britt and Pennsylvania Democratic Senator John Fetterman. Thank you both for being here again in Common Ground. Why is this important, and how confident are you about the Senate action here?
Yeah, so I think we've seen this litigated over the last 4 years, time and time again. And I think on November 5th, the American people delivered a verdict and said, we want secure borders. We want you to prioritize the safety and security of Americans over open border policies. And so this is a common sense piece of legislation, obviously named after a remarkable young woman that was taken from this earth way too soon. And I think that the bipartisan support that you saw in the House, I am really hopeful will carry on into the Senate, and we're already seeing good traction from our Senate colleagues interested in coming on board.
Senator Fetterman, there are Democrats, obviously, who spoke out against this today. One of them, Congressman Raskin. Take a listen.
Pick a crime, paste into it a template immigration law covering convicted criminals, and then require detention or deportation of certain persons merely accused of committing the crime or arrested for committing the crime. No due process required at all. This allows us to get up and demonize immigrants.
So what do you say to that? You've signed on to this bill.
Well, really quick, guys, before he speaks, John Fetterman has gained so much respect over these past few months just because he's a unicorn. He's an actual unicorn. He has common sense. He's a Democrat with common sense that you don't come across that often these days. He's not putting politics above the people. That's all I try to preach on and try to say. I just want America to put Americans first. The people in power, I want them to put Americans first. That's all I care about. Let's keep going, guys.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of enormous respect for my colleague in the House, but I just happen to disagree on this. And for me, just like my friend and colleague in the Senate, it's really common sense. And I'd like to remind everybody that we have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of migrants here illegally that have convicted of crimes. And why, I don't know why, who wants to defend to allow them to remain in our nation after that? And now, if you're here illegally and you're committing crimes and those things, I don't know why anybody thinks that it's controversial that they all need to go.
Do you think that this was one of, if not the biggest issue for this election?
Well, I think if we can't, there's 47 of us in the Senate, and if we can't pull up with 7 votes, if we can't get at least 7 out of 47, and if we can't, then that's the reason why we lost. That's one of them. That's one of why we lost, in part.
Go ahead.
Brett, if you think about that, I mean, that's what he's saying, needing the 7 votes to be able to debate this bill. And I think the American people have already answered that question. They have said, we want you to find ways to have common sense, bipartisan solutions to help us secure our border and keep our country and communities safe. And so I'm hopeful that our colleagues will come together and say, let's talk about this.
Well, I mean, I've been in this same chair, and I was arguing about a year ago saying that, you can be pro-immigration, but we need a secure border, and we have a serious issue here on the border, and we have to address that. And here we have now, we can be pro-immigration, and I really believe we should protect the dreamers. But I don't know why it's controversial that we need to deport any migrants here illegal that are engaging in kinds of criminal activity. I don't know why that's controversial to anybody.
So this starts, if the Senate passes and it gets eventually to the president's desk, a process on the immigration, but on the bigger, broader economic aspects of it, which would require funding, there is this debate of whether to have one big, beautiful bill, as President-elect Trump says, or whether to have 2 bills to go at it. Do you have a sense of how that's going to go?
So obviously,
Really quick, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but illegal means broken the law, right? Why do they have to come here and then break the law again for it to raise some eyebrows, right? If I have a legal substance, that's a charge. Illegal. Illegal means broken law, right? I don't know if maybe I need to practice law or something and get a better understanding, but legal means broken law. So why are they here? Why are they allowed to stay here? Why are they taking Americans' dollars, taxpayer dollars, and giving them money? That's the equation at this point that is easy to solve, as is 1 + 1. Let's keep going, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
we've seen that the president talked about one big, beautiful bill. And at the end of the day, we're going to do whatever it takes to produce results for the American people. There's a lot that we've got to do when you're looking at the border, when you're looking at energy, when you're looking at creating a strong defense, and when you're looking at creating economic prosperity for all Americans. And so whatever road gets us to that result is the one that we're going to take. We're excited tomorrow night. Senate Republicans will get to visit with President Trump, and we'll get to talk about the best pathway forward. And I think we're all eager to get working and to actually produce results for the American people.
Senator Fetterman, you've met with a number of nominees already. You've suggested...
just did one of your former colleagues here just about 3 hours ago.
Is that right?
Sean Duffy, actually.
Oh, Sean Duffy.
Yeah.
Senator Warner, the chair of the, co-chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, met with Tulsi Gabbard. He said he had a session with Ms. Gabbard. He went on with a lot of questions. He's still got a lot of questions, and that we have to do a process, a beginning of a process, suggesting that there's a long way to go. Is this Tulsi Gabbard one of the nominees that you could vote for?
Well, I met with her. In fact, I think I've met with virtually all of them. And the ones that I haven't, they're on my schedule, RFK and Governor Nome. So I'm happy to meet with all of them. And that's also part of this. I don't know why that was controversial. I mean, I got a lot of blowback just, even to meet with them. And to me, I see that as just doing my job. And I'm going to have a conversation with anyone that would like to have a conversation with me. And if someone believed everything that's been written or said about me was true, I mean, you can't possibly know me, or I think I could know her either, just based on someone read. But I want to sit down and have a conversation, and I'm really glad that I've done that. And some of these nominees I'm going to vote for already. In fact, whether it's our colleague Rubio, our Representative Stefanik, or even Sean Duffy, I expect to vote for him as well too, and Brooke Rollins for agriculture.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of them I can say right now here on Fox. I'm going to vote for them. But there's others, but that we're going to go through the process. But I'm open to hear from everyone, and I don't know why that's controversial.
Really quick, guys, to end this video out, this guy is like for the people. He's a real working man senator. He cares about everybody and their problems. He just needs to go ahead and switch. I'll welcome him with open arms. I'll welcome him with open arms, guys. Let me know what you think about this video. Be sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe button if you're new. Hey, we're out.